Hi, folks. We're live.
Do, 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 do. Here comes the countdown. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And everything in between.
And everything in between.
How
was
I was just thinking during the intro, we need to do what they did with the Titanic. So
what's that? Sink it?
No. So after the Titanic sank, they didn't have much newsreels of it departing from where it was. So what they did is there's footage that's credited to being the Olympic, that's credited to being the Titanic, but it's actually the Olympic leaving New York.
Right.
And you can tell because on the back of the tugs they have the city and state.
Yeah.
And every frame they had to go through and use whiteout in the olden days.
I was going to say because also Titanic didn't make it to New York, so
no, but they were saying this was over where it departed from.
Oh, you mean Liverpool? Yeah.
In Liverpool, yeah. But there was no news footage of it actually leaving Liverpool. This was like the first.
Yeah, it was the first Photoshop.
This is fake news.
Yeah, so what we really need to do is anytime Frank or you are not here, because I'm always here, we'll just white out your name.
Just white out people's names. Curtis, I see Curtis is in the chat. Curtis, message me, by the way, about being on your show. We were talking about this pre-show tonight. And yeah, message me when you want me on the.
And Curtis, this means you get to watch Trina fall asleep to your stream in real
live
time.
And in person. Or do what I'm doing now and message people on Facebook that want to buy things.
Yeah, see, Trina's always hustling.
Yeah, right. Got to make money.
It's all about the hustle culture.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I know the millennials are trying to stop the hustle culture, but Trina's Gen Z is not Gen Z. Gen
right.
X. You're Gen X, aren't you? Yeah.
When the hell is Gen? See, I don't know when the years are.
You were born before 80, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're Gen X.
Gen X. Let me see. Is often used mid 1960s and into the late 70s. Okay. Yep, that's me.
I'm technically what's known as a geriatric millennial. It's a term they use because it's anybody who was born from 82 or 81, whenever the millennials started, to whenever it was. 2000, I guess.
Curtis, that sounds good to me because I was just thinking about it because I was talking to Ryan pre-show and I'm like, I won't be around tomorrow because it's the open house for the hackerspace that I belong to, and I'm like, oh.
All right, well, Trina,
when you want to have me on,
maybe we'll start the show.
Yeah.
Who do we have in chat? Who do we have?
Do you want to do that? Because usually,
yeah. So we have Francois. Thank you for being awake and not being asleep. I know that you have many options for dreams, and this is probably not how you expect to spend your Friday.
But the thing is, what we don't understand is that really Francois is a vampire because all we ever see him is talking is at nighttime.
True.
After
we have to see him
dark
talking in the day.
France.
Yeah,
Just
saying. Jack68 is here. Hey, Jack. Someone named Old World Tech Fridays. Don't know who that is. Frank S is here. Hey, Frank. I have some computators that need to be
and Frank asks, reply to my bloody message on Facebook, would you? Jeez, two of them.
Yes, why aren't you? Anyway, I'll let everybody in on the joke later. We have CDI. He's here. What else we have? Francois again. Apples Anonymous is here. Garth Beagle, some fellow named Garth Beagle. Curtis Boyle. And I think that's what we have. We got 9 people watching. So thank you for joining us this lovely Friday evening.
You mentioned Jack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay.
Jack was at the top. Jack
Yeah,
68.
yeah. I know. Wasn't sure if you mentioned him or not. So.
And Frank S. We already mentioned. And yeah, I think that's everybody. It's cool. So Trina, how has your week been? What have you been up to?
I've been busy. Speaking of that, I've been busy hustling. Working on a couple of laptops. Did a
Cool.
quick stream on Tuesday with replacing a screen on a Dell, which I love replacing screens on Dells because they still use 4 screws, and the bezels are easy to get off, and it's
Just
like
works.
a cakewalk. Yeah, it's unless if you f up the cable
Yeah.
connector,
It's pretty
you're
straightforward.
golden. Yeah.
It's no glue. A lot of them don't. They don't use glue. They're not. Adhesive. The screens in. They're actually.
The weird part was this one actually had. Hold on, let me dig out the old out of my recycling.
There's a quick shout out to Rudy. Hey Rudy, thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
hey Rudy. You can
It's
see there's actually
broken.
tape around. No, that's tape.
Oh no, I'm just saying I can actually see the screen is broken.
Oh yeah, you can see the screen's broken. Yeah. The guy left a pen in the laptop and then he closed the lid.
Oh, my favorite is I yell at my students all the time because I see them walking around holding their laptop by the screen.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, what are you doing? I've also
Yeah.
yelled at some teachers who also hold their laptop by their screen. I'm like, what are you doing?
But yeah, so it had a bit of adhesive. But it still wasn't a pain to get off. Like
Okay.
a little bit of extra work, but
It's
couldn't
funny. I
give
was
up.
talking to one of my buddies here, Mike, if he's watching. Hey, Mike. He sent me a message last night. He's like, "Oh, you'll be really proud of me." I was like, "Oh, what did you do?" He's like, "I installed an SSD in a like 2014-ish iMac. You know, where you have to use a razor blade to cut the screen off, basically, because it's all glued, double-sided tape,
Yeah.
and you got to drop it forward, and it's the most. It is. I
Pain
would
in the
say
arse thing. Yeah.
it's not even that. It's the most nerve-wracking because at any point you could shag up the cable and your console, the entire process, you're kind of like holding the screen glass in the screen towards you, and you're working in this little tiny slot between the
Mm-hmm.
back of the case and what you just detached as a screen, and you're trying to get little tiny connectors done. And like I have big hands, Mike has big hands, so I can only imagine like it's very nerve-wracking. But he went all the way, I guess, and bought replacement adhesive.
Okay.
I just literally, I'm looking at mine here, which I have done. I literally just show everybody. I literally use just Scotch tape to keep it back on. So the screen is actually detached, but it's just kept on with Scotch tape.
Love it.
I'm like,
Well,
I could buy a $14 double-sided tape set, or I could just use Scotch tape.
I was lucky because even though it was, as you can see, there was adhesive around it.
Yeah.
It still clips. Like there's still clips on it. So I, and there was still a bit of adhesive anyway left over on like the plastic side of it.
Right.
So I'm just like, and between that and the fact that there's 4 screws holding it in, I'm not gonna worry too much.
Yeah.
But the funny part was I had to, as I was on the stream and I had put the bezel on or starting to put the bezel on, I realized I hadn't taken off the plastic protective paper or the sheet off it. So I ran the memory test on it, and then the next morning I just got up and because it was only part way on, it came off really quick, and then I just took off the plastic covering because I
Perfect.
could see the numbers. And then Wednesday was the maddest that apparently Gut Bomb's ever seen me. And I worked for 3 hours on changing out a laptop, and
All went
that
to
was
pot,
fun.
or all worked out in the
No,
end?
it all worked out in the end. It
Okay.
just there was frustrating parts where Trina really turned into
Trina's angry.
Trina smash. But otherwise, not just been busy hustling. Selling computers. I sold a Chromebook for $20 this morning.
Wow, that's $10 more than the worth.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, the only advantage it had going for it, it actually worked.
Right.
It was. I did a stream where I tested like 6 little laptops, like these things.
Yep.
And I put them all up. Like all the rest of them are all up for $10 a pop. I've sold 4 of them now.
Cool.
Out of the 6, I still have 2 left over: the red Lenovo and the Sony Bio.
What destroys them and from being any decent is the processor.
Yeah.
Like I always am able to max out the RAM. You put an SSD in them, but when they have this stupid like Atom or Intel N12 something,
Yeah.
dual core Celeron piece of garbage. That's what, and you can never make it fast. It
No.
just and Windows updates
And
are the worst thing in the world.
And most of these that I found, like the max
Mm.
memory in them is 2, maybe 4 gigs.
Right.
Maybe.
I have an Acer on my workbench out there that a buddy gave me. It was his kid's laptop. I put an SSD in it. I maxed it out. It took 8 gigs of RAM.
Cool.
It's still garbage because of the processor. I open like you start Windows and it's 100% usage on the processor the entire time.
That's like I got a bunch of Lenovo ThinkPads, like the small ones, an X230 and then 3 X220s.
Yeah.
And so I managed to bodge together one perfectly working X220 because the X330 was funky. And even with 8 gigs of RAM and an SSD, it had an Intel i5 3rd gen processor in it.
Still sluggish.
Oh my God, it was like dial-up days. I could have went and made a coffee and came back and it'd still be booting up.
And I'll tell you what, like for me, those netbooks, I always remember they're still the same. Windows updates, for whatever reason, Windows updates take days.
Yeah.
And I can only say it's the processor. It's just how anyway. I feel bad because like we talk about how Chromebooks are instant e-waste. I'm like, at least Chromebooks, you get 5 years of updates now with them. So you're going to get 5 years, potentially 5 years of functionality out of it.
Well, actually, what's really funny is the guy that bought it is going to be using Linux on it.
Yeah, and that's the other option.
He's going to convert it to Linux.
Yeah, which is fine.
It's funny because he looks younger than Dave and is retired.
Oh, funny.
Welcome to Canada, eh?
Yeah. Eh? Yeah, like Rudy says, then it's time to put him in Linux. Yeah, but I find even with Linux, the processor's still a bottleneck. Like it runs better, but it's still you still know you're using a cheap netbook. That's I guess the
Well, I mean, story. Hey, I charged the guy $20. It has a working battery.
Listen, that's perfect.
Screen's fine. There was no issues with it. Like cosmetically, it looked brand new. So I'm like,
again,
okay, $20.
They look brand new because nobody used them because they were terrible.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But then, like yesterday, he said, "Can you send? Is it a USB-C or something else?" And I'm like, "Buddy, you need to learn how to Google."
Yeah, RTFM.
Yeah.
Read
but anyway,
manual.
he came and picked it up today. So
perfect. Yeah, I it always amazes me like the cheapness, like the back to school, especially this time of year. Like you'll see computer deals. And like I'll often get parents and teachers or parents and students who will come in the first week of school and be like, "Look at my new laptop, Mr. Hayward. Oh my God, it's amazing." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay. How much did you pay for it?" Like they say that they're on sale, but half the time I think they actually just inflate the price and then put it back to what it always was.
Exactly.
Right? Like there's no deals, and like
I mean, let's face it. If a company is selling a laptop at $800 and can reduce it to, let's say, $600,
$499.
Yeah, $499. Right, there you go. $500.
Yeah.
And they're still obviously the company is still clearing profit.
Yeah.
How much extra profit are they clearing with that original $800?
Well, and again, I suppose it depends, but like that begs the question. Like, oftentimes the kids will come in and be like, "Look, I got a new gaming laptop for school," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm looking at it, no dedicated graphics. It's an i5, probably last generation, right? It's I'm gonna poke fun, but it's usually an Acer like Nitro or some BS gaming laptop, right? And it's got an SSD in it, but it's got no cache on it. It's the cheapest SSD that's available. It'll probably be 512 or 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes depending on, right? So like for doing Word documents, perfect.
Yeah.
As a gaming laptop,
no.
You were sold a bill of goods. This will run Rocket League, maybe.
You would be surprised. So I have a client who brought me their laptop. I'm just going to date the laptop this way. It has an optical drive.
Okay.
Yeah. So and the drive is dying, and so I literally, honestly told her, she's been a client of mine for a while, and I'm like, because she brings me her laptop every summer, test it for me. Okay, but she never wants to upgrade it. I've told her to upgrade the drive for a while now to an SSD, and she never does. And there's like there was four bad sectors. So I'm like, called her up today. I'm like, so here's the good news and the bad news. Good news, your memory tested fine after an hour and a half of testing 8 gigs of memory. That's processor. Part of that
Yeah.
is processor speed. Bad news is your hard drive's dying, and it's not worth upgrading because you can't put Windows 11 on it.
Right.
Because it's an AMD E2 processor.
Right.
You know, so so I went on Facebook. I've been looking on Facebook for a laptop. I found one that really would have suited her, but well outside her budget, and it's not worth the bang.
So Trina, you know what you need to do. You need to look in the refurbished market.
Well, I've contacted a company that Ryan suggested, which was Mantronics.
Yes.
I now have their email.
Out of Markham, Ontario.
Out of Markham, Ontario. And I sent off an email today to the salesperson and said, hey, how much is this laptop going to be with shipping and tax?
So the cool thing about Mantronic, and I'll just give them a little plug, they're not a sponsor. I've used them for the better part of 15 years now. They're a reseller of refurbished machines. They buy pallets and bulk load of machines, basically. What I find interesting is out of all the machines I've ordered from them, so I would say 50% of them arrive brand new. Like they have been purchased, they're old.
Right.
Like, they're whatever I bought, but they might be a 3-year-old machine, but they've never been used. So what I think ends up happening is they're buying, so corporations will often buy, if they need 10,000 laptops, they'll buy 13,000.
Yeah.
Right. And they'll keep 3 in reserve for parts or spares or broken or replacement. I gather Mantronic tries to buy those when they go to auction. And I've gotten, the small form factor think centers, the little tiny.
I have one sitting back there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the little tiny pizza box think centers. I've gotten one arrive once completely new in box, like still in its original box, and had all the stickers on it, and and had never been booted. So that's why I like Mantronic.
And you mentioned that. Like I know when I was working for Sick Kids, we ordered an extra 5,000 laptops because some of them come in that they're like one of them came in with a busted screen.
Right.
I opened it up one day, turned it on. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look quite right. So you're going to get defects coming out of the factory to start with. So you have to have extras anyway. And then, but again, down the road, now that the project's wrapped up and they didn't rehire me, we're not going to grumble with that one too much. We were talking about like, what are we going to do with them? And that they'll probably do the same thing. They'll just sell them off.
Yeah, they'll go to auction. Usually, like I've done one auction in the past. It was Dell Financial Services. So Dell Financial, the people who if you lease something directly from Dell, or you buy something direct from Dell and you return it to them, Dell Financial Services is the branch, if you want to call it that, of Dell that liquidates all these assets. I've been to one of their auctions, and you couldn't buy a computer. You can't even buy 10 computers. Here's a pallet or several pallets. Here are the models. Here is what it's included. Starting bid is $25,000.
Yeah.
Right, and go from there.
But yeah, back to the gaming laptop. So I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace for a laptop for this client, and you would be surprised at the amount of people who think like a regular run-of-the-mill Dell is a gaming laptop, or people put in I would click on the link to see what the specs are, because some of these people are special when they're posting.
Right.
How many people say, "Oh, this is great for gaming," and like they've listed the specs, and I'm like,
Gaming what?
Are you what are you playing like Quake or DOS? Like, what are you gaming on this thing? So yeah, a lot of people call things gaming just to rack the price up. Because oh, you can game on this. Well, now that we've rambled long enough, should we talk about this week in tech history?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to do something different. I'm actually going to share my screen.
Hold on.
All right, you can see the screen. Sweet. All right, so we're going to start with August 1st, 1981. Video killed the radio star. MTV debut. I didn't realize 81. I thought it was 91. Anyway,
No, 81.
MTV launches on cable TV. And you know what? Back in the day, they actually played music videos and had VJs. It's the same with Much Music here in Canada. And then they just became an absolute crappy station. The final end of Lisa, which is August 1st, 1986. Apple discontinues the production of the Macintosh XL, effectively ending the life of the Apple Lisa computer platform. In January of 85, the Macintosh line of computer was gaining momentum, but the Lisa line of computers was not selling well. I don't think they ever did sell well, did they?
What, the Lisa?
Lisa, yeah.
No, they were like
Yeah.
out to lunch expensive.
So August 2nd, 1873, first San Francisco cable car. The
Cool.
Clay Street Railroad begins operation, making it the first cable car in San Francisco's now famous cable car system. And when I was 6 months old, Radio Shack introduced the TRS-80 on August 3rd, 1977. I feel old now. Radio Shack introduced the first computer, the TRS-80, which I keep wanting to call the TSR.
Yeah, I know. I always do the same thing.
I'm like, my brain just wants to flip those two letters around. With the support of the 3,500 Radio Shacks, with the support of 3,500 Radio Shack stores, plus a relative low cost, the TRS-80 helped drive the acceptance of personal computers at home. We got next one. Apple introduces the Newton, August 3rd, 1993. Apple introduces the Newton Message Pad, one of the first personal digital assistants, PDA. Woo. The PDA was first used by Apple CEO John Scully in '92. Unfortunately, it was a commercial failure. The Newton platform set the bar, though, for future PDA designs. You get water. But perhaps the most important advancement the Newton offered to the technology industry was the development of the ARM processor architecture.
Right.
So, NASA launches Phoenix in August 4th, 2007. Wasn't the Phoenix? Wasn't it the Phoenix that Zephyr Cochrane takes to space?
No, I was thinking not to be confused with the payroll system used by the Canadian government that was made by Honeywell that shagged up, and there were people lost their homes and got divorces, and there was a bunch of people.
I'm going to go off on a tangent here. Star Trek. Yeah, go ahead. First Contact. Wasn't that the Phoenix? Blah 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 blah. Let me see here. First Contact ship. Let's see here. Jody LaForge. Oh, come on. Anybody know in the chat what was
the ship they send out?
Yeah. Anyway, NASA launches the Phoenix August 4th, 2007. NASA launches the Mars Phoenix lander. Phoenix would become the first spacecraft to land on the Martian
It was the
Arctic
Phoenix.
surface.
Yes, you're correct.
It is the Phoenix. I
Yeah,
thought
the
so.
first Earth warp ship, the Phoenix, in the
Yep.
hopes its success would prove profitable and allow him to retire to a tropical island.
There you go. Thought so.
Yeah.
August 5th, 1958. First transatlantic telegraph cable completed. After 4 failed attempts, American merchant Cyrus Westfield succeeds in completing the first successful transatlantic telegraph cable. Completed approximately 2 months after construction began. And this one's really super duper long. Apple and Microsoft call a truce August 6th, 1997. Read this. That's all I'm gonna say. At the Macworld Expo in Boston, Steve Jobs announced that Apple and Microsoft had signed a 5-year alliance. Bill Gates famously makes his seemingly ominous Big Brother appearance on the large screen.
Yes, that is
Large
by far my
screen.
favorite scene in Pirates of Silicon Valley, because that's how the movie ends, because it came out in 97, 98.
Okay.
And they were just kind of like, is Apple going to survive, question mark? And that was sort of like one of the last scenes was Bill being on the screen and Steve kind of talking, and they're kind of talking back and forth. And yeah, it was cool that at the time they didn't realize how big Apple was actually going to, and how well it was going to survive. Just a quick shout out to Sean from Action Retro. Hey, Sean.
Oh, hey, Sean.
Hope you're having a fantastic evening of shenanigans.
And hey to Will.
K-Mac Vintage also stepped in.
Yeah. So, August 7th, 1944, IBM presents Harvard, the Mark I. IBM presents Harvard University their automatic sequence control calculator. Ask.
Now you see, I had a Mark I Volkswagen Rabbit, and it was a lot smaller.
Probably.
But it was an 80. It was an 82. So maybe that's why. This is clearly a 44, so that's why it's so much bigger.
And then finally, speaking of IBM, Project Chess gets approval. August 8th, 1980, the Project Chess team at IBM shows a prototype microcomputer to their corporate management. Management gives approval for the team to build an operational computer with a 1-year deadline to complete in the rapidly emerging personal computer market.
I wonder if there's any overlap between that team and the team that would eventually, do the Big Blue, the computer that played against the Grandmasters, the supercomputer. I wonder if there's any overlap between those teams. It'd be interesting to see.
So that was this week in tech history.
Cool.
I've turned into so let me show you this, and I'm not going to dox the person by showing this, so I should be good. Just bear with me 1 sec. Let's get this open in a browser. Cool. Because it just has the person's first name. Okay, cool. So I don't have to worry about doxing the person because there is a gazillion people named Frank.
Oh, you're letting in everybody on the hilarious joke. Gotcha.
So the reason that Frank is joking about, and if you scroll up, you'll see the joke about computers with ORS at the end of it instead of ERS. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm looking for a computer for a laptop replacement for my client. I was on Facebook Marketplace last night, despite doing a search for laptops, an ad came up, and I can't do it justice, so I'm just going to share my screen because I took a screenshot of it, and the person's first name is Frank, so I posted it in a Discord that Frank S and I are part of, and I said, "Hey Frank, it's spelled computer with an ER." So, but this is literally the ad. How many? So I have 2 desktop computers
for sale.
Both computer need some work. and then there's this random comma, Apple G-5 Pros.
Now, what people don't realize is actually that's the designation that Apple gave their airplane. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but G-5 is a type of small jet engine airplane. So this is actually a Macintosh
Jet
Apple
engine, yeah.
jet engine airplane.
So, and then if you read the description here along with me, need computer,
Yep.
handy dash person, which I love is there's a dash in there, to complete tune-ups. Average age of each unit is from 2008 to 2009 in stock.
In stock.
Now, if you know the history of G5s, they weren't around in 2008, 2009. That's when your 3,1, 4,1 was coming out. The Intel Mac Pros.
So I think here it's a lack of knowledge. I feel like they think G5 means cheese grater, and that's where they're more than likely Intel.
No, because the G5s only had one optical drive. The Intels have two.
Oh, so it is possible they are actually G5.
They are.
Which means
G5.
they'd be 2005, 2004.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, as you can see on the front, unfortunately, that's the other photo isn't really any better. It just shows the front even up close, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh no, my antivirus just popped up and said there's someone attempting to hack our live stream. It looks like a.
Oh my God!
Is it a Tom Barber?
Oh my God! It is a Tom Barber. Hey Tom.
Hello, people. Would you like to buy a computer?
Yes, I would. Would you please respond to my ad?
Yes, I've got. Let's see.
Or not my ad, but my.
I've got this fine computer.
Oh.
It is a Mac Pro Mini Cube G3.
Lisa. Yep.
It's got the 5 1/4 floppy drive. It's got FireWire.
Nice.
It's got SCSI. It's got a modem.
Nice.
Isn't that PVI?
That's a joke. Trina.
That's a joke.
Keep up, Trina. Keep up.
This could be yours for $600.
Wow, that's a deal.
Wow. Sorry, there's a deal. $599.99.
99. 99.
$0.99.
99.
You can have it for yours for the low price of $99.99.
Yes. Is everybody referencing Reboot here? Because that's what I'm referencing.
That's what I'm referencing.
Excellent.
I'm not referencing that.
Well, you're not Canadian, so
yeah, or cool. So
I'm sorry for not being Canadian.
There we go. Got rid of the problem. So I literally just shotgun sent out the what is this StreamYard link to everybody in my chat. I was like, join us. See,
well,
Tom's the only one to show up.
I click whatever random links people send me.
Oh God, really? Hold on, I'm going to send you a fake Bank of America link. Just
yeah, I got a text message saying that my UPS package has been delayed, so I need to click on.
I'm sorry. Can you hold that phone up again? That is your current phone, is it? The BlackBerry Pearl?
Sure.
Pearl. There's no BlackBerry Curl.
It works better without battery.
It even works without a battery.
Or bold.
It's not.
Tom,
yeah.
I raise you a BlackBerry, or sorry, I call and I raise you a Motorola. What is it? MicroTech.
I think all my Palm Pilots are in the other room, so I can't.
I'm calling you, Tom. Are you answering the phone?
I raise everybody with an iPhone 15. Because that's all I
Captain Star Trek over there, all futuristic.
Oh wait! I raise everybody.
Oh my God, what is that?
A Commodore phone.
Oh, the Commodore phone's out in the garage. Oh, no, it's in the storage bin. What people don't realize is my entire luggage coming to VCF Midwest is full of stuff for Gut Bomb, something for Action Retro, and Commodore phones.
How many phones?
I've been secretly collecting Commodore phones for the last year.
Seriously?
No. I was literally going to take a stack of paper and print out pictures of it, and just be like, "Hey guys, want to buy a Commodore phone?"
You know, I've been collecting Commodore phones for the past 30-something years.
Yeah,
I have 0.
It's hard in the United States, seeing they didn't happen. You know what I came across today and was given to me because they were going to be thrown out? 2 Commodore filing cabinets.
Ooh.
because in Canada, Commodore made office furniture.
Mhm.
Well, you could store your Commodore 64s in there.
I can store all of them, and then some. But yeah, I've realized smuggling Commodore phones into the U.S. Yes, that's.
Hey, John.
This,
I can see me going through.
this retro repair roundup.
No,
Actually,
that off.
what's
just
really
realized
funny? I
crap.
had joined Javier, had done a live stream at 6, and I was only like half paying attention, and I was doing other things, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 5 after. I was gonna yell at him for streaming over us.
Ah,
But I went on, and I'm like, okay, so don't forget tonight. There's an episode of the Retro Repair Roundup,
and Javier's like, what?
You know,
and Javier didn't catch it, and I'm like, wait, hold on, what stream am I doing tonight? Let me
Tell me
check
your
my.
many streams without
Let me
telling
check
me.
let me check my list of what I'm taking over.
I bought that hat just for my appearance in retro repair roundup.
My mom gave me a new hat.
The only reason I have that hat.
This is my new hat.
It was you were wearing that when you did the video for the
Yes,
are
Ivan
you
likes his Apple's computers.
keeping up with the Apple.
I am
Or the
keeping up with
Macintosh.
the Apple. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Ryan, I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay,
You said that the Bill Gates scene was the end of Pirates of Silicon Valley.
it's at the end. Sorry.
It was also at the beginning.
Yes,
So
it's completion by return. It's thematic.
It's
Jus.
called good story writing,
Exactly.
which we don't have nowadays.
Exactly. Also, we don't have enough Noah Wiley and things. He's a really underappreciated actor.
It's the,
I've actually never seen the movie. So
He
I
used to be in ER. That's why I always laugh, because people are like, he was in a soap
yeah,
opera.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Now
he was.
I'm like, I know the name, but I can't place him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the movie basically starts out with, boy, I'm sure you're wondering how I got in this situation.
This is me.
This is me.
That's me.
Yeah, I remember ER back in the day.
Yeah.
Actually, I got rewatching ER because people were talking about shows that Alan Alda had been a guest star in.
West Wing was the best Alan Alda guest star
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because he's
interestingly
an
enough,
asshole, and it's hard to see.
interestingly enough,
It's hard to see Alan Alda as an asshole.
there's also the movie. What is that movie that he was?
Tower Heist. He's also
Yeah,
bad,
Tower Heist. Yep, he was
Yep.
also the douchebag in that.
Yeah, which is weird because I like. Excuse me. Sorry. Which is weird because it's weird to have him as a villain, but he does a very good job of it.
Oh, look what I got, by the way, the other day. It's going to look like a potato.
Is that a brick of drugs?
It really looks like it. No, it's a 65-watt power adapter. I finally got the right power adapter after being shamed by Mac 84 for not having I only had a 45-watt one.
What are you
Like,
doing?
look what I got. It was from the guy in the street corner.
Yeah, right. Actually, kind of technically, I mean, I had to go to another store to pick it up,
Oh,
and then they just kind of went, "Here you go."
here's your brick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was saying to Trina earlier in the pre-show. I keep thinking VCF Midwest is like 2 months away, but then Tom every day will comment how many days it is till VCF.
Every so often. It's not every day.
No,
it's
it's every so often.
It's like a day that has a significant number to
Yeah,
it, like
yeah.
something he could tie into.
Yeah,
Well,
and so the other day I was like, oh, I was, I thought I still had 2 months, and Tom was like, no, it's 30 days, and I was like, I should probably get my passport.
I'm also not sure how accurate that count is. At some point, we'll be like 10 days away. I'm like, just kidding. It's really 12 days away.
Just kidding, it was yesterday. Damn it.
Because it depends on what the definition of VCF Midwest is. If it's when the show officially starts, that's
Right.
Saturday.
Right.
If it's from when most people arrive, that's Friday.
I'm thinking it's when people start setting
In
up.
our hearts,
So whatever the
that's
time
every
is for
day.
setup. So Friday morning.
Friday,
Isn't it afternoon when they
I
start?
think it's
setting
Friday afternoon, but
So here's the thing: I fly in, I leave here at like 5:00 in the morning, Newfoundland time,
Good God.
and stuff magic happens, and I arrive in Chicago at like 4:00 in the afternoon or 3:00 in the afternoon Chicago time.
Jeez, that's all.
So-
do you have a layover?
I have to actually. It's gonna be. I'm gonna have my cardio steps in because I literally have like 20 minutes to get from one plane to another.
And
So,
what airport?
well, we're going from St. John's to Toronto, Toronto to.
Oh God, love you.
Yeah.
Do you know how
Oh.
effing big
Oh, I know.
our airport is out here?
Yep. I got my elbows ready. I'm just gonna full on.
I wouldn't do that because 10 to 1 somebody's gonna stab you. It's
Probably it is Toronto.
No, if you're in the secure area of the airport, they can't stab you because they can't have a knife. If you're outside
Allegedly.
the airport, then you got to be careful.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go look at my flights. I haven't looked at them in a while.
I mean, technically, it could be the security guard that stab you. So.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
But you have 20 minutes to get between. Oh God.
Yeah, I think it's 20 minutes. Hold on. I don't even know where I don't even know. Oh, do we have somebody else join us?
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's a Joe.
Oh my God, Joe.
I just got home.
Ah,
Joe.
I like your shirt, Joe.
Thank you.
We were talking about you earlier.
Your ears were must have been burning.
Javier did a stream, and he's like, "I'm surprised Joe didn't join." And I'm like, "He's probably still working."
We left town.
Sorry, Trina. This is now a VCF Midwest planning stream. I think
Yeah.
you gotta,
Yeah, sorry, Trina.
gotta hop off.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so
Fuck you.
Love you, Trina.
I was gonna be all nice and help you at the airport. Fuck you. I hope you get goddamn lost.
Thanks, Trina.
I hope he
appreciate that.
doesn't because he has a modem for me.
I do. So I've got to figure out a way to bring this down with me and not have it blow up into a million pieces.
It was my Unify consulting fee.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
What are you taking down?
I promised this to Sean of Mac 84 or of Action Retro probably 2 years ago now.
Is that a portable?
It's a portable, yeah, but it's got the backlight and the.
That is not a portable. There's nothing portable about that.
Trina, just like
portable
your
than
own
a
favorite toys, things have gotten smaller over time.
No, my favorite toys have gotten bigger over time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dragon.com. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What did you get?
Joe, qu'est-ce que c'est?
What?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What did you get, Joe?
What is it?
Oh.
Ooh, is it legitimate though? Or is it a knockoff?
No, it's a Kingston.
I like how they have to say USB-A on it now. Like they actually have to designate
Well,
it.
yeah, because you can get them as USB-C.
Right,
I chose
right.
USB-A because it's more universal for my needs.
No, it doesn't say Kingston. It says Kangston.
Kangston? Oh God.
This
So
is
actually,
Jason
it's apropos that Joe is both here and has USB drives because Joe showed me some information. I think it was Joe. Yeah, it was Joe.
Oh, yeah,
About Ventoys. So do you want to talk about it? Because it's pretty interesting.
Well, so there's this, how can I put it? You got me kind of unprepared here. So I use this tool. I'm still using it for
I am
now,
as well.
but I may be changing that. There's this tool called Ventoy. What Ventoy allows you to do is it will take a flat USB stick and partition it into two parts. One is a super lightweight, like grub-based sort of Linux distro-y weird UEFI boot thing. And then in the second partition, you can put a whole bunch of ISOs. And so you can boot to Ventoy, then boot to any ISO you want without having to wipe the entire thing every time you want to create a bootable flash drive, which is really cool because for me, I have to do disk image or drive imaging, install multiple different versions of Windows, do system restores, all types of things, and it's just useful. Well, apparently it came out. Veronica Explains kind of brought this to the forefront. Apparently, Ventoy is it's open source, but it is a, how can you say? It's hard to say this without sounding xenophobic, but it is a Chinese-backed project.
Yeah, it's an internationally backed project.
Yeah, and it is full of binary blobs for which there's no source.
Correct.
It's just full of random chunks of binary.
Which could just
But
be
here's the
poor
source, and
programming, but
Yeah. So nobody can actually see the full source of this thing.
Right.
So there's questions up in the air of, well, why does it need this? And so I went searching for other tools and found a lot of them are all based on Ventoy. So it's like, okay.
So I think what'll end up happening is that I was speaking to Trina about this, is that somebody will take it, they'll fork it, they'll pull out those blobs, figure out what breaks, what doesn't work anymore, right workarounds, and then it'll come out as like ISO Booter 6000 Ultimate Edition or something, and then we'll just start using that. But it all comes back to that. What was the tool or the? I remember SSH had a backdoor that was programmed in, but what was
ZX?
ZX, that's right.
Yeah. All these weird blobs ended up being in the source, and it was that close to being published worldwide.
Yeah.
When somebody caught it.
Which is terrifying.
What a weirdly designed looking thing. Oh. Like it's USB, but it's got this like thingy, but like you can see the back of it. So like, why is this slidey even on it? What's the point of that? Just kind of like take that
All
thing
right,
off.
here's my booking confirmation. So I leave St. John's at 5:55 a.m. and I arrive in Montreal. Sorry, it's Montreal that I'm flying out of at 7:10. At 7, all right, sorry, it's changed now. At 8:20, so 50 minutes later, my flight leaves to go to Chicago, and I arrive in Chicago at 9:54 in the morning on Friday. Okay, so I'm there for most of the day Friday. Cool. I should probably look at this more detailed.
Yeah, I thought it was Montreal that you had mentioned before, but then you're like Toronto, and I'm like, okay.
No, for some reason I thought I was flying through Toronto, which I would be okay with. I know Pearson pretty well.
Oh, you did last time you were there. They've done so many changes to it.
I saw a thing the other day. It was the guy was like, "Why do I need to be at the airport 3 hours early? This is foolish." And it's like him walking to the airport. And he looks up at the number of the gates, and it's like gate 10 to 530. This way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's like, "What?" And his gate was like 4 something.
I'm formatting media.
CDI said my name. Say my name. Say my name.
Cool.
I'm also very excited.
You're not supposed to give me bad news about Ventoy, by the way, because I just started using it, and now I'm like,
it's still a useful tool. Like we don't know what it does, so it might be fine.
Okay. I mean, all I've used it for so far is to run memtest.
Well, in fairness, Trina, if there is Chinese hackers, which I'm not saying there is, you're not the people they're looking for.
No.
They're hoping a government of Canada employee uses it.
They're hoping Joe uses it.
I forgot I was on a live stream for a second. Hi. I'm just like sitting here goofing off playing with these flash drives.
It's all good.
So
welcome to Joe in his natural habitat. Hold on for a sec.
Anything weird.
I also think it's really funny. Joe bought a cyan toner cartridge, and it matched the color matched his shorts.
That's not cyan, buddy.
Oh, magenta. Sorry.
Yes.
My apologies. Magenta.
Cyan is blue.
Is blue.
All right. Yeah. So let's everybody watch Joe in his natural habitat. Shh. Don't say
Do not
anything.
tap the glass.
Do not tap glass. Yeah, it's like.
Oh no!
Ah!
Oh no! You broke everything, Ryan.
You put a hole in the internet.
We're all gonna die. I can't see.
Oh, Opie's back.
Now we have a cat.
Copy this.
So yeah, the two things I want to talk about today.
Who's not going to be
one of
too
them was
happy
Ventoy,
with
so
me
Joe
tomorrow.
did that, so that's good. That's done.
She's not going to be too
300
happy
megabytes
with me after tomorrow. I'm getting a new chair.
I was going to say you're getting a new cat.
Yeah, I'm just throwing road in the road. Fend for yourself. So speaking of cats, by the way, there was a cat that's been a few months ago kept going by my back window and howling because she was in heat. Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. I was talking to one of my neighbors the other day. The cat is now pregnant.
Oh.
She finally found somebody who can fix the whole I'm horny bit.
So that cat needs to be taken and brought to the vet after she has kittens and be fixed. Why does CDI keep saying my name?
I don't know.
Ryan.
Look up.
Look up.
Look up. Look way up.
What am I looking
And,
up?
oh, here we go.
Oh,
The screening at YUL.
so Montreal, U.S. bound flights does screening in Montreal. Okay, cool.
The screening for what?
To make sure I'm a desirable.
Oh,
But see, I'm totally fine. You know why I'm totally fine? Bald, fat, white guy. And I have an opinion on things.
look up. Look way up. And I'll
I know.
go
I was
call
thinking.
Rusty.
I was like, is there going to be like a giant somewhere?
Right?
Tom Barber. So yeah, my suitcase is actually going to be full of computers going down, which is great because that means it's going to be full of computers coming back.
Coming back. Yeah.
Is there anybody's looking for, like the one big score they hope to find at VCF Midwest? Tom, do you have anything? Joe?
Nothing I can afford is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've gotten to the point in my collection where it's like
everything is
the
just
things I want
A
are
PDP
all
11.
pricey. So the final couple of things are a Lisa
okay.
and a Tam.
Okay. Well, I know
Neither-
there's a TAM for sale.
Is it like cheap?
No, it's not cheap.
That's a problem.
However, if you buy the person a car, I think they might trade you the car for the TAM.
Oh, I know that one. I offered my Mustang, but the
It's for his mother, so I doubt the mother would want to drive a Mustang.
well, Mustangs are very popular with older people, but it's I think he said like she was gonna use it like at a farm.
Yeah, it needs to be like 4-wheel drive.
So I don't
or
think
beefy,
I don't think the Mustang is exactly a good farming car.
So anyone able to look for an Apple, I will find you an Apple II motherboard while I'm there, and then I'll bring it back to Canada and I will ship it from Newfoundland because that'll be cheaper.
Yes.
Or just listen. Open the window in the airplane as you're
Just
flying
throw it.
over, and just throw it down to me. Then it'll be
Rudy!
cheaper for me because we're both in Ontario.
Hey Ryan, someone's looking for you in the chat.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of people looking for me apparently.
Hey, Sloopy.
Hey, Sloopy's here.
Oh no, it's just-
Sloopy
it's-
also has a room, or somebody that Sloopy knows that's going has space in a room. If anybody's looking for a hotel room at VCF Midwest,
I gave up my hotel room. I had to. Can't
I
afford
ended
it.
up getting my own room separate of the group buy set
Yeah.
up by the event because I wanted to go there a day early and maybe, I don't know, run around Chicago like a madman.
Nice.
so we're gonna Chicago man arrested. Just picture Joe.
What's
And I'm
cool,
like-
currently the Overflow Hotel is like the same parking lot as the
Okay.
convention center. So even if you didn't get a room at the convention center, like you're still
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still within
it
walking
hurt a little bit once I called to ask if I could pay for my room now because I have wanted to prepay for it, and that wasn't a problem, and it hurt a lot because the conversion rate really
Oh
was
yeah, it would
kicked
suck
in
up
the
the
nether,
dollars.
kicked in the nether region. I think it was
Yeah.
like $5.90 US came out to be like $8.70 or $8.90
Oh.
Canadian.
Yeah.
I was like, it better be a nice hotel room. I am stealing all the robes and towels. I mean, I would never do that. That's
And what you need to do,
VCF Midwest people watch this show, so
right.
and what you also need to do is make sure you request new ones every day because the other ones just magically disappear.
I'm totally building a fort out of towels. Just keep calling down the front desk. Yeah, I need more towels. Send more towels.
I'm very wet. I need more towels.
Yeah, I need more towels.
I
It is
have
just
I have a bladder problem. Please don't judge.
send towels.
Towels. I'm trying to save your bed. I swear.
Ryan, they count them and then they
What?
charge you. It's always
What?
Oh wait, Tom, you got a room, right?
Yes.
I'll just steal towels from Tom's room.
My room is 1, 2, 5.
3, sir.
I like Sloopy. They count the top. They count them and charge you. And don't ask how I know.
Listen, when you need shop rags when you're working on a lot of old cars, you got to
Yeah.
get the shop rags from somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to complain about stuff. This is my complaint stream. First,
Yeah.
I was going to complain about Ryan getting facts about Pirates of Silicon Valley wrong,
Sorry.
slightly wrong. But also, when I booked the hotel room, it didn't. This is my
Sorry, I had to.
And now we know why. Anyway,
So it didn't let you choose how many beds there were.
Right.
Basically, just like, yeah, good luck. We're gonna, when you check in, we'll see.
Yeah.
It did with me. It did with me. It let me like I had.
It only
the
gave me
option
two
of
options. It said like
2
room
beds.
or suite.
hmm
No, mine had when I went to check in, they're like, oh, 2 queen size beds. I'm like, okay, a
Well,
room with 2 queen size
R&D
beds.
special.
yeah, for Trina and her queen.
Right.
But I had to give it up because my queen. This is my queen. She don't make much money.
I
She's
told
a
you to
cat.
get a cat Instagram. I'm just saying, I follow a lot of cats on Instagram. They appear to be making money. But yes.
Do you remember on Conan there was the Pierre Bernard's Recliner of Rage? This
Yes.
is Tom Barber's desk chair.
Secret lab chair of rage.
It's not Secret Lab. It's a Amazon.com special.
You should totally write on it like Seacrest Lab.
Krad. I don't even know what spelling that was. But see,
that's awesome.
I pulled
So,
it.
Yeah, so I
So
don't
what-
know what to
so
expect.
what,
I don't
Ryan,
have anything
you
that
have-
sorry.
You have one job to do for me at VCF Midwest.
Okay, which is
Stream the entire fucking days. Like
so the problem with
as
streaming the
soon as
entire
the doors
day is which
open, stream.
so here's the problem. They announced that,
That-
the Wi-Fi is paid for. It's not included.
Oh,
There's no free Wi-Fi,
oh,
and it's apparently pretty terrible. So the
Oh.
only other option is cell phone. But if that's the only other option, everybody else is going to be doing cell phones. So that means whatever the cell tower node thing is in the area is going to be terribly swamped.
so wait. The rooms are like one. If I remember correctly, were like $1.60 a night,
Mhm.
give or take.
$1.60 a night. Wow, that's
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And you're telling me there's no
Yeah,
mm,
No
free
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi?
Unless you're a Marriott something executive club
Oh, that is
person, you got to pay for the Wi-Fi.
that is
it's a fee.
shitballs. Is it?
I
Sorry,
saw someone.
I know.
Wait.
I know people from
I signed up
VCF
for that. Does that mean I get free Wi-Fi then?
Yeah.
See, it all explains it all.
Yeah. Wow. It's interesting because, like, when I went to work,
Yeah.
the work, the world.
Trina,
of
you don't
Retro-
work.
No, I don't work. That's why I'm busy hustling. When I went to the World of Retro Computing event, I was at a
Yes, Trina,
hotel
but
that was by
which country is this event? in?
Canada,
Uh-huh. And who
and
has
they
a
had- and the Marriott that I stayed at had free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think it's more to do with the fact that it's like a super expensive Marriott and they can get away. It's kind of like when you go on a cruise. You know, the more expensive the cruise you go on, the more you have
Wait,
to pay
so that
for
means
extra stuff.
everybody's going to get some really weird disease and die at sea,
I hope so.
or
Yeah,
you're going to hit an iceberg while staying at the
Marriott, correct.
hotel.
I'm guessing this convention or this hotel is more for people that are doing business travel, so they can just
Write it off.
it's an
Yeah,
excuse
yeah,
to
Oh yeah,
charge the company card and then Marriott.
but still, it sucks monkey balls.
Yeah,
That's
and I have a very good theory that even when you pay for the internet, it's still going to be shit and it's going to be really well throttled. So any like attempt at high bandwidth streaming is going to be nipped in the bud pretty quick.
Yeah, they fit next to each other now.
See, Ryan, this is why I collect modems.
Right. So we'll just plug all the modems in.
BD,
We'll do
DD,
a tiered network of modems.
Yeah, we'll just do a couple of.
Duawa.
Oh,
we'll
and
bri-
hi,
bridge them.
Chris.
Yes, and hello to Chris. But yeah,
We,
I
we,
don't have
hi-
any-
we highlighted your comment, and they were
And
just
didn't
like,
say hello
"Let's
to you."
move on."
So for me, I don't think there's anything I really want to bring back. I'm just excited to see everything, but I probably will bring a few things back from the free pile because I'm
Yeah.
cheap. Right.
If,
There you
go.
if
Here's the
there's
thing.
any oh, I better not say that on stream.
Streaming over facts. Yes, exactly, Francois. We're going to
Streaming
stream
over
over facts.
I would love to see if I can find some, how can we say, classic 8-bit stuff.
Okay. Like what in specific?
That's my thing.
Like
that?
like Apple software or like
Machines.
Apple II
I'm a
stuff?
hardware guy. I
Okay.
love my hardware. Software is kind of
Yeah.
I can, like, the pirate in me is
I
like,
can program that.
software. I can go get the software off the
Yeah,
internet.
yeah, download the
I don't need a stack of floppy disks here.
Right.
I don't, no.
And out of the stack of floppy disks, only 2 work.
Right. Correct.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Unless you're Steve from Mac84, and then you're just sitting there archiving for 4.5 hours on a stream.
Well, but Steve is also crazy, so.
Correct.
I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm a different kind.
We love him, but he's crazy.
So speaking of crazy, I'm going to be streaming Monday.
Oh,
Yay!
why Monday?
I'm going to be because tomorrow I'm going to be out all day.
Right.
So I can't stream tomorrow. Well, at least out from about 10:30 till about in the evening. So
Okay.
yeah. So I won't be around, and then Sunday day streams, and I'm probably just going to take a social break for the day
Nice.
because the reason I'm out tomorrow is it is the open house at the hackerspace,
So you're
and
gonna
that
have
drains my social
battery.
battery. Yeah. So
she's gonna be drained.
I'll just be watching Dave stream,
I'll be watching you.
Cool.
and yeah. So, but I got 5 motherboards here that have slowly piled up that I'm like, I finally need to do. Like, there's 2 in those 2 boxes behind me.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to do some testing and actually
Awesome.
test them. I did a live stream the other Wednesday for like 15 minutes on how to paste your CPU. And
you didn't get kicked off the internet?
no.
Not yet.
And in fact, I'm a small enough channel. I also didn't get the tech bros going, excuse me, when I look them up on the network.
Speaking of that, did you see Action Retro's recent video?
He pixelates everything.
poured
It's
it out?
It's amazing.
No, I haven't seen it.
But you can still see that he uses the X
Yes.
pattern.
Yeah.
Right. Which is
But yeah,
wrong.
Later on, he actually shows it. Forgot to blur it out.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But it's a motherboard I paid $10 for
Yeah.
that I don't know if it works.
Yeah. So you're not
Even
wasting.
the person bought it, or I bought it from, had put in their post, don't know if it works. All I know is it has 2 gigs of memory, and I went,
Cool.
okay,
I
because it looked more modern to repaste that than to take like something like
Back.
this to do the repasting on
Oh yeah.
with the ribbon cable still dangling off it.
It's amazing.
So I'm like,
Um,
all right, I'll get something a little newer for $10.
Going back to Sean's video, I also enjoy how violently those covers pop off the CPUs. They're pretty impressive.
Wow.
It's pretty cool that you can upgrade those cheese graters to, pretty powerful machines. I remember
I also find it very interesting that Apple was able to convince Intel to send it chips without the heat spreader on it.
Yeah, that's.
Mhm.
But again, you also look at sometimes laptops are like that, so maybe they have provisions for it.
We're building a laptop.
Yeah, a laptop with Xeon processors in it. Stop asking us questions.
Very
Well, it's about that time we should start wrapping up.
Yeah. So
I just
What?
unwrapped. What?
Let's talk about who's streaming this weekend. Speaking of which, we might have Eric's Edge at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Chris, not Chris. John was in here a minute ago. I think he just shared something saying he was streaming.
But yeah, Big Bad Biologist is streaming at 12 noon Eastern. There is the show that goes forever. The
Sleepy Time.
Nation.
Sleepy Time.
The Coco Nation will be streaming at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tech Ambrosia will be streaming at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then Sunday, Dave's 8-hour stream. Sorry, I fell asleep even talking about it. We'll be starting streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern.
I just want to say the clip of Joe noticing the smoke, and then he's like, "Smoke, smoke," and then Dave cuts to Joe, and then like Joe's like, "No, not me," and he cuts away from Joe, and then cuts back to Joe. That just perfectly like symbolizes the organized chaos of Dave's stream.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Old man shakes fist at cloud.
But I absolutely love it. Just like I watched that clip like 20 times.
So, Joe, where can people find you on the internets?
Hi, everybody. My name's Joe, and I run a little thing called Joe's Computer Museum, where I make cool, nifty things. In addition, with people who are my vendors on my website, we make cool, nifty things to keep your old retro computers alive. If you want to find those cool, nifty things and other weird things about me, if you know that's your proclivity, you can go to jcm-1.com.
And also, you can go to Joe's YouTube channel. What's your channel's handle?
jcm-1.com, and then click the YouTube link at the top. What the heck was that?
I went to go
The
add
Gut Bomb.
Gut Bomb to stream, and I think Ryan did as well, so I removed Gut Bomb. Sorry, Gut Bomb.
Hey, JCM-1. It's
Yeah,
down
yeah.
there.
It's down there.
I'm only here for the
But
free
yeah.
advertising.
Yeah, if you want to find me on YouTube, you can just look for Joe's Computer Museum on YouTube. Just search literally.
And if you go back through his videos, there's a very cool music video that I was not aware of until a couple of weeks ago, which I have to find and actually put on a DVD so I can have permanently playing on this Commodore monitor
Nice.
back here because it's hilarious.
it's become my theme song. It's called All You Can Do, or All the Things. It's a song about it's a song about the Apple II and how awesome it is.
And speaking of Joe's vendors, this is why I brought up Joe's YouTube channel. This past Wednesday, Joe streamed with all his wonderful vendors, including the one and only Gut Bomb, who's just joined us.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
So I would say go back and rewatch that. You'll learn a lot about what people have on Joe's website. Even stuff I didn't know that was there. So it was
There was some
really
stuff there. I
cool
was like,
watch.
oh, I didn't realize you were selling that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He
Not
sells
the hammer video. No, that's this. Hit it with a hammer. Hit it with a hammer. Hit it with a hammer. We're gonna hit it with a hammer.
No, it's an actual music video where Joe is like performing. It's quite good.
I actually wrote the music and everything.
Yeah.
And so, Tom, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, I just want to say I bought so many good things from Joe's store. I bought a spork. I bought a hamster mouse. I bought a flyback transformer with the thing cut off.
Tom, that was Amazon.
Oh,
not jcm-1.com.
Was this from Amazon too?
Yes.
That was from a
I
garbage
think
pile.
that was from AliExpress.
That's true. So it's funny you should ask where you can find me. You can find me on Twitter at Torbar. We'll get rid of this awesome video effect. You can find me on Mastodon, Torbar@social, and then you can find me. I sell these things called Blue Scuzzies. This is a V1. I sell the V2. I don't have a V2 with me, so it's like this, but better.
Yeah.
Minus the weird resistor.
What is going on with yours?
Why is there
Joe?
bodge
What the
wires,
hell?
Joe?
This is an experimental version Androida and I were working on that did not solve the intended problem.
You can
I
go
have
to-
knocked my pop over twice in 35 seconds. My God.
Tom.scuzzy.blue.
You can go to tom.scuzzy.blue and you can purchase one of those Blue Scuzzies. I also want to give a sneak peek of a project that I'm planning on working on.
Oh,
So-
God. Is this what I think it is? Is
Yeah.
this what I think it is?
This is exactly what you think it is.
This is the coolest thing freaking ever, guys. Oh, you're going to laugh your butt off.
So this thing happened on Twitter. Someone built a Raspberry Pi Pico Giant.
That's
And you guys know me. I'm an idiot. I like to do stupid things. So I'm going to start working on this Blue Scuzzy Giant edition, including it's going to be so the Pico Giant is like 3.5 times the size of a of a Pico. So it's going to be 3.5 times the size
Of
of a Blue Scuzzy.
That's
So it's
amazing.
got a silk screen to Eric, the creator of Blue Scuzzy.
Yep.
It's got Joe.
Nice. Yep.
It's got a quote from Androida, the designer of the Blue Scuzzy. this is actually not in regards to the giant blue scuzzy, but it's still relevant.
Yeah.
It's causing me great
Just the
pain and
people.
distress. That's what Tom does to people. And then it's got the B movie script.
Ah!
So I need to, whenever that thing gets released, I'm going to order that. Then I'm going to design the board based around that. So I'm going to have a 3.5 times blue scuzzy.
He's gonna walk.
How?
I demand that this happens before VCF Midwest, so
I
that he
would
can
really
walk around
hope-
VCF Midwest with this strapped to his back, running a freaking Mac.
I
How
was
much
really
solder is it going to take to solder on
Oh,
that?
I don't even want to know. So
And at what point will you give up on it and just hide a regular blue scuzzy somewhere in there?
yeah, just between layers.
Yeah.
So the holes, the through holes on that are designed for a banana plug.
Oh, okay.
So it's that size. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't get released until like the end of August,
Gotcha.
and VCF Midwest is like the first week of September. So it might not happen. I might try to kind of clone this myself because I'm smart and I can click around
Smart like dump truck?
blindly and hope for the best. So I'm going to do everything in my power to have this by VCF
That's
Midwest,
amazing.
but
Love
no
it.
guarantees. So that's my project, and then I'll sell the extra
Nice.
for like $100 each.
That's amazing.
So,
Love
Gutbomb, where can people find you?
People can find me at gutbomb.net. But I would also like to talk about a secret project that I'm working on.
Sure.
And
You know, by telling us about your secret projects, they are no longer secret.
Right?
At least 13 more people will find out about them.
you've seen the giant Raspberry Pi Pico, right? Well, I'm building one that's slightly larger and a blue scuzzy that is an exact clone of Tom's, but 0.5 times or 5.5 times larger than that one.
So basically what you're saying is you're trying to be a billionaire or a millionaire from 1920s when they were doing skyscrapers.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
But mine's going to have wheels.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Well, mine's going to have a Pico Gus attached to it, and it's also going to have sparklers. So just putting it
I'm
out
going to
there.
have a jet engine on mine.
Guys,
Update.
guys, I have you all
My
beat.
project is also going to have sparklers on it.
Guys, I have you all beat. Mine's gonna have RGB.
No, I give up.
Mine's going to have G.
Just
Just G.
Mine's going to have B because it's blue scuzzy.
Ah.
And because it has the B movie on the back, which is unrelated
mine's
to
gonna
Tom.
have R because I'm a communist.
And Ryan,
Mine-
where can people find you?
Officially here in the lovely province of Newfoundland in Canada.
I'm on-
Online.
Oh, on the internet. I thought you
Yeah.
meant RL in real life. On the internet, they can find me at jcm-1.com. No, you can find me on the internet. If you search Everything is Broken Garage, you'll find my automotive channel, which has mostly automotive stuff. Other than that, you can find me here every Friday with Old World Tech Fridays. You can also find me usually in the chat of most live streams, or if I'm lucky enough to be invited, I'll be there in person. Yeah, other than that, that's how you find me.
And last but not least, your host. You can
Host?
find me. Yeah, I'm the host.
I thought Joe was the host.
Wait.
This isn't
Hosting, who's
Retro
flying
Repair
the-
Roundup. This isn't Retro Repair Roundup, although I did mistake this show for Retro Repair Roundup
thought
when
I
I
was
was on
the
Heavy
host.
Ocean.
I thought Ryan and Trina were both the hosts.
Oh, Ryan's calling me. 1 second. Hey, Ryan, what's up?
What's this bullshit? I thought I was the host.
I thought I was the host. I thought that was the whole point.
This is Trina, because comes in, takes everything over. She's worse than a communist.
I
Oh,
thought I was
yeah,
the
yeah.
host. I
Oh,
just
wait.
forgot and showed up late.
Oh, it's a party call now.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yo,
Hey,
You're not invited.
No.
Trina.
Trina's here. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
fuck y'all. You can find you can find me at trinastech.com. Go there. It has links to all my socials. You
Yep.
can also find me Monday at some time. I haven't figured it out yet, I will be doing a live stream of testing a bunch of motherboards. So there's going to be mem test. That's all we're saying.
Can I be on the stream, Trina?
You can totally be on the stream.
Are you gonna play?
Great. I gotta test
Lost
some
Souls
memory
or
too.
something?
Oh, sweet.
No,
Yeah, well, we can
I
test
gotta
memory
run mem
together.
test.
Oh, we
Yeah.
actually have to run Manifest.
But I
Like-
legitimately want to test some laptop.
So
power
can I talk about a super secret project that I'm working on?
Go ahead.
I'm going to be programming a new version of MemTest that's 0.5% bigger than normal MemTest.
Well, I'm gonna make some RAM that's bigger, not more megabytes,
Just large.
physically bigger.
Well,
So-
just
so-
make it
so
taller so
basically-
you can
so
still put it
basically-
in the slot.
So
So-
basically, Ryan, what you're saying is you are going to be Norton,
Correct.
which used to have nice, compact little DOS applications that worked like that. And then they got into the Windows and became super fat.
You want to see a
Yes.
magic trick?
What?
Here's a stick of RAM.
Yeah.
Abracadabra, it's bigger.
Holy crap, he's a witch. Burn him.
And then you want to crush it. Bam, it's
Wow.
small again.
Wow, you're so strong.
Look,
Wow.
and I just made it smaller.
Wow, that's
Wow.
magic.
The only stream where people are impressed by smaller things.
Pass me that memory from
Up
your
there.
bottom, whatever.
All right, I'm going to use the end stream button.
Trina's
It's right
bottom.
I got the memory.
I know.
Trina, you usually make my single inline memory modules larger.
This button ends the stream, so I'm going to click on it. So thank you, everybody. Good night.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Do the usual good stuff.